Hello guys, welcome to TrueNAS Tech Info. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to use the advanced settings in System on TrueNAS Core. So without further ado, let's begin this tutorial. Okay, so as you can see, I'm at the TrueNAS Core login page, and of course, I'm going to have to log in. And as you can see, I am at the dashboard. So, in order to get to the advanced settings, we're going to need to go over to System and choose Advanced. Now, there are quite a few things here. We've got our console, we have our graphical user interface, that's right here. Have our self-encrypting drive or SED, our replication, our syslog, our kernel, and our storage. So I'm now going to go through them one by one. First of all, probably the simplest one I can explain, console. When you log in to the TrueNAS Core machine via a SSH shell, or even just manually logging into the system, you'll be greeted with a message of the day banner. Now, normally it's welcome to TrueNAS. I can change this to whatever I like. I'm going to call this welcome to the NTI TrueNAS Core machine. You can also put in stuff like authorized, can't type, access only. Sorry, my microphone is right in front of my keyboard. As you can see here, there's also extra information. As you can see, logs in with SSH, you'll be greeted with this. You can also have serial console. So essentially, as I was just double checking, I'm correct. If you do have a serial port on this server, I highly doubt it because it is probably quite modern. But if you do have a serial port, you can enable the serial console. You can also change the serial speed, such as the typical 9600 speed, which is used on most devices that I can think of, such as a Cisco router or switch. You can also show the text console without a password prompt. So, as you can see, it's unset to add a login prompt to the system before the console menu is shown. Now, graphical user interface. Simple. We could show our console messages, so probably somewhere up in the windows we could probably see messages coming in from the console, if I'm correct. Yeah. At the bottom of the browser, so right here. If I have to do that, let's try enabling that. We also show advanced fields by default, so if you want to have more advanced stuff, let's say if you're a bit more of a power user, or if you know you're doing a bit more, you can enable that. The SED settings, not entirely sure about. I won't go into too much detail anyway, but essentially it's just a self-encrypting drive. You can have master or user, and you can set a password here. Replication. So when the server is doing a task that is exact to another task, so if it's basically if it's a replication of a task, you can set a limit. The limit by default is 5. Sorry, but you can also have as many as you want. I'm going to set the limit to 20 because let's say I have a very beefy server, or I'm only allowing 1. Maybe I don't want it. Maybe I can just set it to default 5. Storage, this is just your swap size. I find this really annoying. I just keep it all at default. And this is your write cache or provision size in gigabytes. So here's a bit of information. And there's some other information on this as well. And you can have swap. I personally do have problems with swap because they do get in the way sometimes when I set up separate servers like VoIP servers, but let's not talk about that. Kernel. This is just the kernel of the machine. You can debug the kernel of the machine or auto-tune. I won't go into too much detail on that. Syslog, this is more of a Windows server thing, I think. And you can have your fully qualified domain name for logging. So you can use, I'm assuming this is the .local domain. In our case, it would be the TrueNAS.local domain. You can show what type of log you want. So in Windows, if you have event viewer, you can just have info, error, critical. I don't think you have all of those, but I know you have info, warning, or danger, or critical, or something like that. You have a Syslog server. That's probably a Windows server as a description. And of course, the transport. I personally would go with TCP, just so you get your logs properly. But that's my personal opinion. So with that, we can now hit save. And you can see straight away we now have our console. See? That's everything. And now we can, let's say, what are we going to do? I say, oh, I don't know, I'm going to turn it off. It's gone. And that's it. Hopefully this video has been helpful. If you would like to request a video, please leave your comments in the comment section below. Or you can check out our Discord server, Twitter and Instagram pages, which are the links in the video description. Join me next time on this series where I'll be talking about the email server options. And also go over stuff like data sets and alert systems. But some of this stuff really isn't that important. And to be honest with you, half of the stuff I'm not even understanding. But I do have a basic understanding of it. I'm also going to go over the networking option very soon. That I'm definitely quite confident about. So I'll look at that very soon with you guys. But for now, thanks so much for watching the video, and I will see you next time.